Hello everyone, it is the IT guy from Kimbercreations, and I have a mess in front of me. Well, maybe it's not a mess, but we're going to see what we can put together out of this pile of stuff that Kimbercreations has provided. A stack of papers with some color to them. Now these things here are really intriguing. By putting a piece of paper in and squeezing this thing, it pops out this shape. I guess it's called a punch. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I got this one. I got this picture punch. Does some kind of shape like this, I think. I've got another snowflake. We're going to call it a snowflake. Some of these stamps. Some of this buttercream frosting fashion colors with envelopes. We're going to decorate this card. I got some ink. I got me some glue and some tape and some of these scissors. So what we got to figure out is, where do we start? I'm pretty novice at this. I don't watch Kim make these things. So I figure it's time to figure out how and what she does, or at least attempt to. It seems that we have some issues still with the focus on the camera, so we're going to continue to work on that by preparing a video. This video, as a matter of fact. Let's see, I suppose I would use one of these. Let's pick green. I think this is a green. Some of you would call it a mint. So, first thing I think I have to decide is which end is up. I think this end will be called up. So, doing the face of the card, which is the front, center, left, center, right, and then the back side of the card. Just so you all know, that's how it's done. I think what I'll do first is place a she's given me these tools to use, and trusting that I won't mess them up. We'll see how that goes. Now, for those of you who don't know how to do this watching this channel, this is a stamp and a stamp pad. I did learn that much. I've bought several of them. Not for me, of course. I got my, over here off camera, got my little test paper so you can see how it's going to work out when I stamp it on the card. So we're putting this pair, we're messing it up. First crack out of the barrel. If anyone can give me advice on how to use these things, it sure would be helpful. We're going to let that go. We're going to say that the printer had issues. I think there's a cleaning tool for this somewhere that I don't have. I'll see, hopefully before too much time passes, if I can get that fixed. Also in this box of stamps that she's entrusted me with, we have an acorn. I'm not quite sure it fits with the pear too good, so we'll just stamp it out on the test sheet until the ink is pretty much all off of it, and then put it over here in the pile to be cleaned later on. And I better clean the ink as much as I can off of the pineapple so that I'm not in trouble with the boss. And this is going to be a thank you card. So we take this stamp, press it down onto the ink pad firmly, and then line up as carefully as you can the stamp to the card, drying off the ink, putting the ink back over there, and that looks pretty good if you ask me, and all my infinite wisdom of card making. It's a simple thank you card and it has a fruit on it. I'm not sure where we're going with this, but hopefully we'll figure it out. Now, for now, we're just going to let that front be simple, and we're going to go ahead and make sure that the front's dry. So we'll fan it a little bit, get that ink dried up on there really good so that when I open it up like this, press the middle flat, I can see that I didn't get any ink on the table and I'm not smudging, so it's good and dry. That's a quality you pick up after years of training. So now I think on the inside we're going to do some of these other stamps. Again, I really don't know where I'm headed with this other than this is a training video, a technical training video for IT Technical Tuesday. Now something happened to that stamp. It didn't go all the way onto the page. I've learned enough by now watching not to try to restamp it. You just throw out the card and you make another one, because if you tried to restamp it, it's just not going to work. So we're just going to pretend that those two lines there are connected in a way that they should be. Now you can see that my stamp didn't work. I think I was set up for failure. But either way, we're going to continue on with the technical lesson of card making from the IT guy's point of view. So I also think it's important to have some pop to your card. So we need to find a color that goes along good with this minty green, and we're going to punch out something, one of these other shapes that will fit into the card and make it stand out a little bit better. This is kind of neat color for the for one of these other shapes, and I'm just trying to decide on which one. I am learning why card making takes so long. It's a lot of thinking. There's a lot of thinking and preparation involved in how to make it, what to use and what not to use, and apparently that's the wrong side or the wrong part of the punch out to use. So I think this is scrap now, and this piece is the valuable piece here. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Does it look good? Nope, it's too cluttered up there. Maybe it fits better there, but for now let's just put that off to the side for a minute and maybe reevaluate the shape that we're going to use. A brown, maybe we'll put that one in a maybe pile. This green is a little bit too close, it wouldn't work out so well. This soft camel color might work out. So let's figure on punching a shape out of that one. It was kind of cool. It just springs right up on out of there. Now that other piece becomes trash, and this is the piece that we want to use. So maybe it should go on this side of the page. And I think that looks better. I want to try to keep it parallel with the other one. That way the card is looks like it was done well and with care. So I think this is how you use this tool. You just put this on here like that, and it's kind of stringy and sticky. It's magical. You just roll it over that thing and this stuff sticks. So now, since we dropped it perfectly in place, we're going to stick it right there. Now we have what you see is, that's probably a problem, isn't it? Not supposed to stick together like that. So at this point, what you would do is throw this paper in the trash and start all over again. At least that's what I burn every Tuesday night after IT Guy shoots a video. So I'm not sure if there's a way to remove that magical sticky stuff. Oh, hey, this is working. I've just developed a new tool for the craft industry. If y'all get royalties or sell this idea, I want some money. Send it to Kimbercreations. There. Maybe. Oh, we still got a little problem. I think I can teach Kimbercreations something. This is how you get rid of that extra sticky stuff. It tends to want to move everywhere. But I think I might have it. Oh, now we got some over here. I think we have just now fixed the problem of the pages sticking together. Woohoo! Whew. Saved a piece of paper. Alright, so it's still a little bit plain. We've got to add something to the inside to make it more pop, is the word I hear a lot. So maybe what we should do is add some background. You guys think I'm smart, don't you? That's a background stamp right there. So what we're going to do is add a little background here, carefully placing the stamp. You only press it once and lift. You cannot press it twice in the same spot. It will not work. Evenly spaced background. Now, I don't know if you can tell on your screen, but that is not straight. So this is why we're talking about this card making stuff, so that you don't make the same mistakes that I do. You have to line it up. Whether you got to draw a line on there and erase it, or get a piece of grid paper, do something. But that's got to be straight. It's unacceptable to be crooked. You know what happens to a paper that has crooked stamps or incomplete stamps on it. It gets thrown out. Oh boy, I'm going to have a mess to clean up with all this stamping going on, but I think we better close the stamp for now and get back to the punch. It's a little simpler and maybe safer for me. I can't get my finger in there to cut my finger or anything like that, so I'm not sure I would rub the bottom of that thing though. It kind of looks like it might hurt a little bit, so I'm going to stay clear of that. But we did that shape. We did the something like this. I didn't like it. I put it off to the side. Well, let's bring it back. I need some more of that sticky now so I can pick that up. Oh, without bending it, I've picked it up. You know what we need? What we need is a circular piece, maybe this shape. And if we can find some blue paper, we can make clouds. What do y'all think? This has some kind of safety mechanism so you don't get it in your eye when you punch your paper out. Whew. It's got a recoil on it. There, this flew right out the front. Okay, now I got a dilemma. My cloud looks good, but my sun is the wrong color. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the drawing board. Maybe. I think you need a different type of tool. We're going to let that sun be the way it is because it's just going to be alright. So you put a little tape down there, stick that back in place, rub off the excess sticky, test it out, make sure it don't stick together, and you forget that sun idea and you just stick with what you started with. And this is what you call learning. I know it's hard, but sometimes you just gotta learn the hard way. I do it almost every day. This card making business isn't for everyone. And so we're going to look for a different color for, I only have 1 or 2 stamps. Nope, punches. So I've got to make them count. And I've only got a little bit of space. So we know we're going to write something in here that pertains to thank you to someone. Now this is for someone really special. Still have to decide on what we're going to put down here underneath the writing, because thank you won't take up that much space, just a little bit here. Now we're going to forget we got the glue, because if we get glue out, I'll tell you what, that card will be stuck together for life. And then it would just be a piece of paper that says thank you and whatever we put it on the back. So for now, we're going to leave that glue out of the way because it's kind of dangerous, at least for inexperienced people. And let's start looking through these other colors to see what we can do for something down here. Now obviously that it's called Breath of Blue, and in case you didn't know, you can get these at the local stores that sell paint. They give them away, and they're perfect for a lot of these projects. They're free. Now, of course, I think they expect you to buy some paint, but after the 3rd or 4th trip, they're going to wonder what you're doing. So you have to maybe go to a few different stores to pick up these free colors. You know, we can get away from maybe some all natural paper products and introduce some puff to it with these. You know, there's a place you can buy these online by the thousands, and they're pretty inexpensive too. They're flowers, I guess they're called, and they're already punched out. People just love to take your money. But look at that. That might even work for this card right here. I think we're going to use it. When we get the dog hair, we can't have that in there. We're going to get in trouble for that one. So let's see if we can make that one work. Now if we close that card, what's going to happen to that flower? It's just going to get smashed. So we got to think. We got to think clearly. Maybe that looks pretty good up there in that corner. What do you guys think? I think that's where we'll stick it. on the front of the card, if you put a flower that's three-dimensional, it's only going to get stuffed into the envelope for a little while, so it may retain some of its shape. But if you put it on the inside of the card and the person that you're giving this to decides to close this back up and put it in the envelope forever and not display it, then it might just flatten out, which probably would be okay, but I think we're going to try and stick it right up here in this corner. Now it means I've got to get the glue out because I know the tape won't work, so that's another reason I wanted to put that on the front of the card, because now I know that, let's see, let me read the directions. Now I know that my card won't stick together if I put the glue on the flower on the front of it. Of course, if I put it in the envelope too quickly, I might have issue with it sticking to the envelope, but I'm not going to do that because I think the right way to do this is to turn the flower over, and you're going to glue on the piece of the flower that's going to touch the card. That way you don't have to smash it down. So right there, we're just going to trust that this brand of glue, I can't even pronounce, Zig Memory System, two-way glue, acid free, xylene free. So I put that flower on with some glue, and I think it's going to stay. It's not so bad. So right here we're just going to leave space for cute saying or writing for that special someone that's going to receive this thank you card, with a pear on the front, some experimentation in the middle. Now we've got to finish it up. So deciding on what to put on the back. We've got all of our tools used from earlier, some stamps and some punches and some collars that kind of go along with the theme. But if I were like Kimbercreations, I'd have my own created by stamp, but since I don't, I have to come up with something else. And my handwriting isn't real great, so to shorten that bad or not so great handwriting up, we have this stamp here that will take care of some nasty writing. Now you press this down here a couple times, but not real deep, and then you test it out, and that looks good. You re-ink it, and then you put this right down here, just line it up, be patient with it, and look just like that. Stamp it on there, dry the excess ink off of it over here, put it over there for cleaning, and then you can sign your card. Handmade IT Guy. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I know this is a beginning for me, and it certainly is different for me, but I don't want you to forget to watch Kim's last haul video. There is a surprise at the end of it. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to fire up YouTube, watch Kimbercreations, the latest haul video that she's got on there. Watch it all the way to the end. There's a surprise waiting for you at the end of it. You're all going to be interested in it. Thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and until next time, happy card making.